Screech.
Welcome to Read It and Screech, where we talk about what we've read and we screech about it afterwards. I'm Grace, and this is my co-host, Ava. Let's jump right into our tidbits. Who went first? I went first last week because I had a really good one to start with, which means that you are going first this week because yours is probably not as good as mine is. It never will be. Go ahead.
I spent 30 seconds showing them my whole bottom row of teeth because that's apparently a notable thing.
And no one's going to know that.
I just thought I would get it out of the...
If they want to see your teeth, they got to come see them in person.
It's so hot in this room.
Is that your tidbit?
Yeah. One time when I was I want to say I was in middle school. I think I was in the 8th grade. I just realized this involves Cartboy.
Were you real or imaginary at this time?
I was... I should have brought one of the blankets from the imaginary thing because I used to stitch your reel into the edge of the blanket.
Were you trying to send a message to me?
No, they were just like...
Across the imaginary friend barrier?
No, so they're like, when I was sleeping, so if you go get to the edge, you could just flip it up and it would say, "You're real." I have some of them at the house.
Please burn them. Send them back to the dark place where once they came.
So that's a fun one. When I was in the 8th grade, I had a weird obsession. It was with human people who were of the twin variety.
Oh my god, no, I hate this.
And so,
literally, like,
I'm
in the office when Dwight was like, "I found twins."
Yes, it was. It was exactly like that, except I was in the 8th grade and I'd never seen The Office yet. And I was like, so I found separately at 3 different venues. So on my sports team and my swim team, and then I think at church, a set of twins. And one was identical, and one was fraternal, and one I think was identical set of boys and identical set of girls. Oh no, it was a set of boys, and a set of a girl boy. So one lived across the street from us, one was on the swim team, and then one was from volleyball. And then I was like, and I made a questionnaire, and I was like, and it was like, do you like the same color? Do you both like to go camping? Do you like to play inside? Do you like to play outside? It was just like the most weird.
Are you up for a threesome?
I was in 8th grade. It was literally just stuff like that. I was like, do you like the same thing? Do you like to swim in lakes or pools? Do you like to go to the beach? Or do you like it was the weirdest. And then I gave it now, keep in mind that I never spoke to anyone and I was not friends with anyone. So this, for me to go up to these people and be like, will you fill this out? They were like, who are you?
She's trying to guess my MySpace password. Why is she asking me all these questions?
And I was like, I'm doing a study. I need to know. And they were like, okay. And they all 6 of these people filled this out.
No.
And gave it back to me.
Well, that's all.
I have this information.
You still have it?
Somewhere. It's in a folder. I found it at one point. I don't know where it is now. I should look for it.
No. So you should use that information against them.
In case you were ever wondering what it was like to grow up as a person of the autistic variety, and all these people who were like, it's so quick to be autistic. No. I remember. And you were ever independently studying the twins in your town.
I remember when you did that, and I was like, this isn't for a grade.
Independent study. I just really needed to know.
Fascinated by twins.
I was just like, are they the same on the inside? Inquiring minds.
In favor of cutting them open.
I was like, I'm gonna stop. If you don't tell me, I'm gonna find out.
I totally forgot that you did that.
Later on, he became Cartboy.
Well, maybe we have the motivation behind that now. He was like, remember that fucking quiz? You pay for that now.
He was like, do you remember that quiz?
And he was like, you never paid me for that.
He's like, I did that independent quiz.
You're supposed to get compensated for human studies.
This is why you should leave the small town that you're from.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but you know what? He didn't either. You just
I left and came back.
I left and came
back. Oh my god.
Okay. So did you know that Verity, the book, has an extra chapter?
Ew!
I found it.
Ew!
And I'm just going to tell you about it real quick.
No!
So in the extra chapter, Jeremy and Lowen and the kid and then the baby, they all go to the beach for the day, and they're like really reclusive because they're trying to hide from the murder.
Oh, wrong book.
Yeah.
I was like, we all know what she did at the beach. Wrong book.
No. They're trying to hide from the murder that they committed, basically. And so they don't, like, talk to a lot of people. and they run into like an old family friend that had been friends with Verity and Jeremy. And she's like, hey, who's this? How old is that baby? And Jeremy's like, it's my new wife. And the lady finds it very suspicious. And so Lowen like packs the kids up to go. He's like, we have to leave right now. And she goes to the car and he's like, I'll be right there. And she puts the kids in the car and then she like looks back over her shoulder and Jeremy is drowning the woman in the sea.
So he's just a murderer.
And then they go back and Lowen writes this long, poor me about how now her husband is a psychopath, but also she's jealous of like the passion that he had with Verity, and also he's way too soft in the sack. The end.
So he is a murderer.
Yeah. And like I don't know if that was supposed to be like, you know how there was like, who's the villain? And I don't know if it was supposed to be like, ta-da! It was Jeremy. But I don't know.
Ew.
Yeah. Go ahead, your turn.
Don't like that.
So now you don't have to read it.
Oh, Jesus. See, now this one is just like, I cannot stand when men think that the freedom of speech thing only applies to them.
I was literally talking about that outside. Because I was talking about the last week's episode where you're like, oh, I don't want people to hear us saying fuck, marry, kill. I'm like, freedom of speech, bitch.
No, see, there's freedom of speech, and then there's I don't want to be on a recording saying that. And then there's the actual generation of up-and-coming 20-something-year-olds who genuinely think that, because we live in America, because this would not apply to other countries, because this is not their part of their weird cocaine that they serve for breakfast, they do that whole, well, it's freedom of speech, and we're free, and we have rights, blah, blah, blah. And then they hear that said to them, and they're like, cool, yeah, great. But you don't. I do. It's for me. But the people around me don't have. Mm-hmm. Just I have. Mm-hmm. No, we all have. Same. No, it's like that. Same.
It's like the freedom of religion thing.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
free to be Baptist, you mean?
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I was like,
I'm like, no, people are
Baptists
free to be.
Hear freedom of religion, and they hear free to be a Baptist. Like, you are free to be a Baptist. Me are free to be a Baptist. No, bitch. Free to be a Muslim.
Free to be
a Catholic. Free to be a pagan. It's not free to be a Southern Baptist. Goddamn. And also, they're free to talk about it. They can have either one. It's not just free to be a cis white man in a Southern Baptist church on a Sunday morning. God. And that shit is insane to me.
Free to drink Bud Light.
Right. on a crisp Bud Light on a back porch. Like.
Okay, I have another fuck, marry, kill.
No.
Okay. So, I know that your memory is very bad, so I'm going to give you a little minor refresher on who each person is so that you can make a fully rounded decision. Fuck, marry, kill. We have Jeremy from Verity. Ugh. Soft sex, drown the lady in the ocean, right? We have Jeremy from Just the Nicest Couple. He's the one who put it in Nina when her legs fell open in Just the Nicest Couple. Remember, Nina beat that guy's head in with a rock and he had like soft legs open sex with her.
Oh,
okay, so there's two different Jeremys. There's Jeremy from Verity and Jeremy from Just the Nicest Couple. And then we have Braun from What Lies Beyond the Veil. And that's that weird fuck, marry, kill.
What? That's disgusting.
I know, I told you it was a good one.
Why can they not be kill? Isn't he already dead?
Which one?
The last one?
No.
Didn't he get yeeted off a cliff?
I mean, technically.
Kill Math Man, because he's gross.
So you would kill Jeremy from Just the Nicest Couple?
Yeah.
You wouldn't let your legs fall open for him?
Oh my god, no.
Okay.
I guess sleep with incest boy. And marry murder man.
You'd kill Braun and you would marry Jeremy from Verity. So you'd be his third wife.
Yeah. just because I really don't want to spend that long with the other two.
Yeah. Because the thing about Jeremy from Verity is that he'll go down for you. He'll kill for you.
He goes down fighting.
He'll kill for you, and you can, you can write his face.
The other two, no, I don't want to do that. You said I don't have to sleep with it.
You said you would put your teeth in the headboard.
No, you said I don't have to sleep with the one I marry.
I mean, I want to see
what
what
it was. You said I don't have to sleep with the one I marry. I want to see
what puts those teeth on that headboard.
Disgusting. Number one, and they got rid of that. They sold that house. Number two,
you gotta break in the new headboard.
Number three, I just don't want to spend any time with the other two people. They're insufferable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, your turn.
I did not do one of those.
Okay.
My next one, I have the people we would never do, which is my favorite category.
Okay.
So, people you would never do even if asteroid was hurtling towards Earth.
That's what we do.
Even though other people would.
It has to be a new one?
It always has to be new ones.
Oh, well, tell me yours.
No, you have to do. You go first. I went first last time. Okay, I'll do the first one. We'll go every other. The guy from 50 Shades of Grey.
Jamie Dornan? You wouldn't do.
He is a small man.
Is
And
he?
also, did you know that he was a toe walker?
Yeah, so is my husband.
And he had to train himself not to toe walk. He didn't know he was a toe walker, and then they said, "Did you know that you're toe walking?" And he went, "What?"
But here's the thing.
And so his wife and him practiced heel, and they were like, "You have to heel strike." And he was like, "Okay." And so they practiced before 50 Shades came out. Like, they were doing walks around their block.
He might be a toe walker, but he might not be the first choice, but I wouldn't let an asteroid hit Earth. Like, I would take one for...
I'm not saying I don't like him because he's a toe walker. I just think it's cute that he was one of those...
I would take one for the team if it was him. Oh, I know one. Jacob Elordi.
Oh, God, no. Absolutely not.
The asteroid would take us out.
Yep. Fuck no. Also, I read a thing that said that the only reason people find him attractive...
He gives me perv vibes.
I read a thing that said that the only reason people think he's cute is because he's Australian and he gets this certain shag haircut that is from Australia, and if he didn't have that haircut, he would be fugly.
I believe that.
I think he's fugly, so I was like, but fair.
Okay. How many are we supposed to do?
3.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't love, and this is a halvesy, because I think he's cute, but his attitude creeps me out. Shamar Moore, the guy from Criminal Minds.
He has the head of a Sharpie marker. And I can't explain why.
Like, he's good looking, but like, he tries to pretend to be like super suave, and it gives me icky.
Yeah.
I think maybe if he just acted normal, if you were around each other, I'd be like, oh no, he's fine. But he's always like, hey ladies, and I'm like, oh.
I saw this episode of Ellen like 10 years ago with him on it.
He was like dancing.
And this lady, she had a blindfold on, and he came out and made out with her. And then they swapped him out with an ugly person and took her blindfold off and made it look like she had made out with the ugly person. And I don't understand why the gag was, psych, you did make out with a hot person.
And also that like weird era of baiting people with stuff like that was not funny. When they used to do stuff like that, or when they used to do like the touch a person and then be like, oh, who was that? Is I think is
stuff. It's like
first
glory hole light.
And I think that's fully the reason that Colleen Ballinger thought she could do some of the stuff that she did. Because she used to let kids, that there was your first, but she used to do gags at her shows where she like had people like put ping pong balls and stuff, like dump stuff down her pants. And I think that she thought that she was doing that same thing. Like that was the same genre of gag she was doing. And she was like, I'm just doing the female version. No.
Okay, here's one.
No one should have been doing that. And it's not just cute because you're hot either. Because you should be able to do the same stuff no matter what you weigh or what you look like. It's not just okay when hot people do it. It's gross when anyone does it.
Here's one where, honest to goodness, I do think he's hot, but I would never have sex with him. As much as he begs. Have you seen that guy on TikTok? He's like, has those pet geese.
No.
Oh, he's got his two-turn Tony. He has pet geese and he's super hot, but I would my legs would never follow for him. I think.
Okay, well, his name alone has me not wanting to do that.
No, he's so disgusting.
I hate that. Sorry,
he's
Tony.
super hot though.
Why is his name
I don't know.
Tony?
He gives me major homeschool vibes, and I can't explain why. Shaun White, I think is gross.
Really, he doesn't bother me.
I made that up. He's probably would give it to him.
The snowboarder?
Yeah.
That's with Nina Dobrev. He cut his hair. He's very good looking.
Okay, maybe I was thinking of the wrong person.
Yeah, all these little dudes.
I was thinking of Tony Hawk.
Oh my god. 50. Ew. He and Nina Dobrev are together now, and they're so cute.
My bitching bit of the week, and this gives me rage. When there is a place of business, they have 2 doors, right? And it's not...
Normally, yeah, they have doors.
And they lock one,
Oh, God.
For no reason.
No, they lock it because they want people in wheelchairs like me to just get stuck and it not to be wide enough. They want you to...
It makes me so fucking
They
angry.
want that false start.
Because I smash into it every time. And it's not like, oh, I should have pulled. I realize that now. No, it's just locked for no reason. And they watch you run into it. And they giggle.
That false start.
And they giggle a little bit and they go about their business. And my day is ruined.
My last one is me reading to you a next door item done by an old person. I stopped at the Publix in Hendersonville tonight. And as I was walking outside tonight, with an acquaintance I met, they had 3 men walking towards me, and the walking really close to my car. This is horribly written. I'm reading it verbatim.
Well, you don't have to. You can fix it.
No, I want to.
Okay.
It's part of the immersive experience. We said the Lord's Prayer, and they finally started walking away. This was right after the store had closed. Okay. They look like...
Should I write down my questions for later?
Yes.
Okay.
They look like they could be up to no good. Has anyone ever seen any suspicious behavior in that parking lot before? I have been nervous ever since I got home. Ready? Are you ready for what people said?
Wait.
No.
Before you go on. Did they say the Lord's Prayer at them? Did they say it at them or did they say it to themselves? Because if someone shouted the Lord's Prayer at me, I also would leave.
She said, we said the Lord's Prayer and they finally started walking away. This was right after the store had closed.
Which
walking really close to my car. First off, fuck you for walking through a parking lot.
Basically, all that means was I saw black people.
That's
I said the Lord's Prayer and they walked away as any sane person would do. I was like, were they of African American descent? Because you can't just... So, here... Did you say that?
It gets better. I would have been driving and praying. About what? Someone walked through the parking lot
as opposed to walking and praying?
Prayer?
As opposed to walking and praying, you're like, I would have one-upped you. I would have
So then somebody finally brings their brain to the conversation and says, so what happened? They looked suspicious. They looked. They walked and looked. Someone says, I would definitely let a public store manager know your concerns. Again, what? Nothing happened.
There was patrons in their parking lot.
Yeah, there was a human... They could also go, you know what? We're beating feet. We are racing. We are now in a race. You and me and these 3 dudes because we're reporting each other to the Publix manager. It's me and you. Who's going to get there first? I'm reporting you for praying loudly at me, and you're reporting me for looking suspicious. You're reporting
me for existing, and I'm reporting you for harassment.
For loudly praying at me in the car.
Harassment.
Maybe I parked near you. You don't know.
They were chanting some kind of ritual at me.
This woman goes, Publix has security cameras in the parking lot. They could view it for suspicious activity. Again, what do you think is suspicious? Because all you said was that they walked. I certainly hope... Now, this gets good. A man named Steve, who I will not then further denounce. I certainly hope you called the police and made a report. The police. And someone goes, report what? People walking through a parking lot? And it gets worse. It gets worse if that's possible. Because the next comment, John, I would call you out, but you didn't put your full name on here, says, perhaps consider getting a concealed carry. You don't need a gun because someone walked through a parking lot.
I think somebody who is that concerned about people walking through a parking lot is the kind of person who definitely doesn't need a fucking gun.
Are you kidding me right now? I was like, can you imagine? Like, that is the definition of bringing a gun to a nothing fight. Perhaps you should get a whole gun. Because you didn't like who was in the parking lot. So.
Okay, well.
Kicking it off. Strong.
That was it.
With the next door.
And then in closing, racism.
Just a little bit of.
So I'm going to explain some TikTok.
Which we don't condone, by the way. Last thing, do not cut me and just have that.
The last thing I'm going to do is explain to you a TikTok drama. So.
Is it the lady whose husband left?
No.
And then the girl with the butt was.
No.
Oh.
There's this guy.
Ew.
Okay, there was these people. They had a kid together, right? She had like really bad health problems after she had the kid. He moved out like the week after that she had the baby, and did not contact her for like 9 months. She tried to get child support from him. It was like $120 a month. He said he couldn't afford it. He said, "Oh yeah, I couldn't afford it. I don't have the money." So he says, I don't want to pay you $120 a month for this child I haven't seen in 9 months, so I'm going to sue you for custody.
Oh my God. Is this the one where she was yelling at the door, take it, I don't want it. If I can't have you, I don't want it. And I was like, why do you want him that bad?
No, she didn't want him. So he took her to court a couple times, and she was having to pay for like parenting classes and stuff and all this crazy stuff. For her. Because like sometimes they'll make you like different stuff. And she said, you know what? She's having all these health problems. He ditched her with the kid. She said, if you want full custody, you can have it. Because if I never have to deal with you again,
you can have this.
Then you can have this baby. He flew into like first he thought like first he was like I won. Now he's making all of these TikTok videos trying to be like that reverse, you know, when women are like a deadbeat, he's trying to be like a deadbeat mom, and he's like I'm trying to bring awareness to other dads like me. And he made a TikTok sitting outside of her house with the baby.
Yeah, I saw another one where he was like she don't want this baby. She don't want to put down her parenting whatever or something, or won't take her parenting responsibilities. I was like,
he said she won't come down and get the baby. I called the police and made a police report to try to make her take visitation. And they said,
of what?
You're the dad.
Technically, it's not hers anymore.
You're the parent. Just like a woman can't make a man enforce his visits, the man can't force it on a woman. And he's like, I had no idea the police can't make you do this. And I'm just trying to bring awareness to other men like me. And everybody in the comments was like,
haha, you ratty
that's what
bitch.
you get because you could have left her the fuck alone. You could have given her $120 a month and kept about on your way.
You didn't want to give her anything.
He didn't want to give her. And he was like trying to glaze on past the part where he was behind on his $120 a month. Thank you for listening to Read It and Screech. If you'd like to support us, as always, you can rate, review, and subscribe, as well as find us on TikTok and Instagram as @ScreecherPod. Tell a friend, but not a friend that would be offended by us.
Or shit. Be like, ooh.
Don't listen with your mom in the car.